Yeah, alongside me, Dave manager Jake Leberl. Interesting afternoon. Is that a point gained or 2 points dropped?
Well, I suppose at the end of it, it's a point gained, isn't it? How the game went. I actually thought we started relatively well, first 10, and then obviously we've made a sort of an individual mistake, which is killed us, and we it looked like it deflated us a little bit off the back of that, and never really got going. And then obviously conceding late in the first half, you think the game's dead and buried. There was a few choice words at half time, but in saying that, like I said to them, we can go two ways here. We can have a sulk up and not have a right go at them, or we can have a go at them. And I thought we'd come up second half a lot better. Got ourselves back in, and then to be fair to them, they thought their third goal was a very well worked goal and a decent goal. And sometimes you just got to put your hands up to a little bit of quality, which I thought that was. I did feel that we were coming into it. They were dropping like flies. I was so pleased for our bench, Dakari and...
your bench really made a difference today.
Yeah, obviously the squad's always going to make a difference. Really, really pleased for Dakari and Kenny. Both of them, found it tough, as in, coming into a successful group. It's difficult, they've got to earn the trust, but both their attitudes have been absolutely spot on. In fact, all the new boys' attitudes have been spot on. Kenny especially trained really, really well Thursday. So really, really delighted for him to, snatch the equaliser there at the last kick of the game.
Do you think you deserved anything from the game?
It's a difficult one. Probably not, if I'm honest. But I felt we deserved something down at Torquay, and we didn't get it. So it swings in roundabouts. We're fully aware of that. But we showed a bit of spirit, didn't we, to come back? Like I say, half time. We were a little bit deflated, a little bit dead and buried. But the boys rolled their sleeves up and we had a go. And like I say, we'll take a point.
We all say you're conceding sloppy goals, and knowing you and your history in the game, that will really frustrate you, won't it?
Yeah, I think the first one's an individual mistake, which we haven't had much, and that happens. Obviously Beadle hasn't played much this season, so he's coming. We thought we'd give him an opportunity again. He's been very dominant in training at set pieces, and we feel we've been a little bit weak there. So he's come in, and then sort of killed me, hasn't he? So he's made a mistake. I thought the second one was disappointing because we do press, but we didn't press as a team on the second one, and we got caught out. And again, it was a good bit of play by them, but we've got to do better. We've got to do better defensively in the way we press for that. And like I say, I thought the third one, was a touch of quality, which obviously they've got. They're a good side. They're right up there for a reason. But so pleased to come back and nick a point.
The reverse of that, you look like a side always going to score a lot of goals.
Well, we did last year, didn't we? We've got boys, the few of the starting boys were a little bit quieter today, but, obviously Nick Edge has already been on fire this year and scored lots of goals. We've always scored goals. We've got, 6 boys that can score goals. We've just got to probably use them a little bit better. They got to build the trust, and like I say, so pleased they've got off the mark, because that'll give them a bit of confidence. But if you score 3 goals at home, you expect to win a game of football.
Would you rather draw 0-0 or draw 3-0?
Oh, well, for the fans, we'd rather draw 3-0, but personally 0-0. But people want to come up here and see some goals, and they saw six today. So yeah, I was pleased that there was goals, and it was an entertaining game on the community day.
Next week, you go to Hornchurch, you're unbeaten. They scored 5 today at their place. You've rearranged the game. What's the thinking about that? Because some people would have said, "Oh, have a week off will do you good."
Yeah, it was. They put it to us, and we did think long and hard over it. We just looked at the fixture when it was due to be played, and we were down at Weston on the Saturday, so there was a lot of travelling. I think we're in a relatively good place at the minute. It might not seem it. It's really sort of funny environment at the minute. If you look at the table, where we've started relatively well, but there's a little bit of doom and gloom about, and a little bit of negativity, which this club.
What, from the fans, would you say?
I think from everyone, really. I think from everyone, it doesn't feel upbeat, which I understand to a certain degree, but also if you think how far we've come in such a short space of time. I mean, before the game we were obviously the top Kent side other than Gillingham, so walking into this building, what was it, nearly 2 years ago, who would have said that? So, we've got to be a little bit realistic, and, like I said, there's some teams with some really good players. I thought Hampton had some really good players, and people aren't going to lie down. They're going to put up a fight. We're in a funny sort of spell at the minute, it feels. But I do feel we're going to get stronger. I do feel we're going to grow. and hopefully we can, continue to pick up points and, stop letting in as many goals as we are.
That'll do better your blood pressure if you don't concede many goals, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I've been in it a long time, and it's easy to fly off the handle and and all that. I think it's really important that you stay calm, because like today, that you're still in the game. 2-0's a 2-0 is a difficult scoreline, 4-4 against. Obviously, the next goal is really important, and obviously when we got back to 2-1, I'm thinking, we've got a chance here, and then obviously they've scored straight away. Then you think, the game's buried. But like I say, I'm really pleased with the reaction and really pleased that the two boys that come on got the goals.
Brilliant, thanks mate.